Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. We are now entering the third week of the transfer window. Week 3. No deals done yet. Nobody has signed yet for Arsenal. Despite the fact that we've had very important games. Newcastle, Manchester United in the Cup, right? We've played Villa at the weekend. We've played Spurs. We've got Man City coming up in a couple of weeks' time, who they won 6-0 yesterday. And there's even, more bad news on the injury front. We're in the, it's looking like Saliba could be out for 2 weeks. Listen, that's better than 2 months, 3 months, what's been happening to some of our players recently. But this is a serious moment now. Arsenal, to get back on track, need to make signings. We dropped points at the weekend, losing to Aston Villa, right? The chances of the league are looking slim, but we've got to get reinforcements in. Not my words, the words of the manager. Now, still lots of talk again today about Viktor Osimhen. It's been said that, Arsenal may make a serious move for the Nigerian before the end of this January transfer window. If this is the case, you want to see it this week. He's a natural goal scorer. I've spoken about his goal scoring record many a times on the show so far this January transfer window. Scored again on Friday night as Galatasaray drew 1-1 in a game they were losing 1-0. He's a big-time player. He's a goal scorer. Will Arsenal make a move for him, or is it just talk? There's also been a rumour that Manchester United put in a bid of around about £59 million for him, but this was turned down by Napoli, who were looking for more money. Remember in the summer, they were looking at, remember at one time they wanted 110 million, then it's dropped down and down. Probably 65, 70 million gets it done. He does have an elite goal scoring record, but will Arsenal make a move for Viktor Osimhen? A doable deal, because even though he's on this long-term loan with Galatasaray, Napoli will sell him if the price is right. They really want to sell him and get the money in. There's also, of course, Benjamin Sesko, which is the other big one that was being talked about. All reports seem to indicate that this is a move that Arsenal were looking to do this summer. However, they're looking to bring it possibly forward so that they could get Benjamin Sesko signed ASAP and get him in for this January transfer window. Not an easy deal to do, because RB Leipzig do not want to lose the player this January transfer window, but one to keep an eye on. Arsenal could ramp it up over the next week or so to try and get this deal done. Now, what about this one? This one's been around a lot today. This one is for Brahim Diaz of Real Madrid, a really, really talented player, a really, really exciting player who can play on the right wing. So that would be great cover. With Saka being out, he can also play as an attacking midfielder as well. A really, really accomplished and good player. Real Madrid don't really want to lose any of their star players, but with limited game time for players like him, Brahim Diaz, for Arda Güler, for players like Endrick. I mean, there's got so many talented attacking players. I mean, lend us one of them at least, or sell us one, right? Because we need them, right? Arsenal said to be interested in the La Liga star. Reports coming out of Spain that Real Madrid may be willing to sanction him leaving, whether it's on loan or a permanent deal. Not too sure from these reports. But Arsenal long-term admirers. Remember, he was linked with Arsenal in the summer transfer window. A player who came through Manchester City's academy and would have worked with Mikel Arteta when Mikel Arteta was at Manchester City. So Arteta knows him, knows about all of his technical abilities, and they are interested in. Versatile player. Liverpool and AC Milan also said to be two other clubs that are interested in his signature. But one to keep an eye on that one, Brahim Diaz, because he is a talented player. He is a player that really should be playing week in, week out. Could Arsenal make a move for him? And would it be a deal where they go and try and pay permanently for him, or would it be more a loan deal? For me, it looks more like the sort of deal that Arsenal would love to do on loan, but would Real Madrid be willing to let one of their big players go before this end of this January transfer window. Going to be interesting to see, but certainly a player of quality if available. This is interesting. Matheus Cunha. What is going to happen with him? He still hasn't signed that new deal with Wolverhampton Wanderers. And let me see if I can just get it on my phone here. I was reading it where it was Fabrizio Romano who was discussing this with regards to Matheus Cunha. Just get it up on my phone here. This was what he put out yesterday. He said the Matheus Cunha situation still want to be monitored as Wolves insist to get a new deal signed. After a verbal agreement 2 weeks ago, there are still final details to clarify in order to sign. And then he's got Arsenal have Cunha on their list for months. More clubs also attentive. Could Cunha be a player that Arsenal are trying to get? Could Cunha have had his head turned by Arsenal? As was reported quite a lot over the past couple of weeks, he was set to sign a brand new deal at Wolves that would keep him there at least till the end of the season, would bring his wages up and mean that he doesn't move. But he hasn't signed that deal yet. And it's really interesting to see, is it because his head's been turned by Arsenal? Certainly, again, from an attacking sense, would be a great signing for Arsenal to bring in. But would Wolves let him go this January transfer window? I guess if they can't get him to sign this new deal, it might be a case for Wolves of, let's get the money in now rather than we lose him for a lot less in the summer, especially if they went down. But then also on the other hand, you want to keep a player of that quality because that's the type of player that can keep you in the division. You can see when the 2 games that he's missed for them, that, there's been a drop-off in their attacking quality. So, going to be an interesting one to watch, that one with Matheus Cunha. Has he had his head turned? And we know that Arsenal, big admirers of him, and we definitely could do with a player like him in the attacking sense of the world. So, this is a big week. This really is a big week, I feel, for Arsenal. Not even necessarily if they actually bring a player in this week, but just a big week in whatever moves they're making, because the transfer window now only has a couple of weeks left. I mean, it's quite a long month. It sort of spans over nearly 5 weeks of this January calendar month. But this is big for Arsenal. For me, if they are now going to make a signing, try and get those signings in before that Manchester City game. They look like they hit a bit of form again. Arsenal need to get that done before they face City, which is at the end of this month. Let's wait and see. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, any transfer business that's done or any big rumours that emerge, we will keep you up to date with it here on AFTV. Look for our breaking news. We're going to be doing another Transfer Daily special this week when we're going to go live and give you guys a chance to have your say. And also, we got our Talking Transfer shows that we've been doing regularly as well. So you won't lose out on anything to do with transfers. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.